Oh, look at that.
Okay, today we're looking at 35208, 329. This is 1000 Valley Road Place. Let's see where you are. You're a little bit south, a little bit west, southwest of Birmingham. Again, near Fairfield. This is also where I have one property. And this is a little bit more rundown, right? Lately, we've been looking at all turnkey properties, so let's look at a heavier rehab. Now, reason I picked this property is it looked a little bit like the property that I bought before, and I just converted to a 4-bedroom property. So let's take a quick look at this property on a corner lot. Let's see, do I see any big things boarded up around here? I want to just get a general condition of the home. Okay. Now, I'm pretty much going to assume that these floors are pretty tired. I probably going to replace these tiles. This floor definitely has to go because this looks pretty much like the existing part. At least refinish those floors. All right. So, 1252 square feet. Let's go ahead and plug in the asking price, 64 grand. Let's go ahead and plug in the rehab calculator. So what I got right now is I had to replace the roof on my property. So this property looks relatively the same degree of tiredness, if you want to call it that. So I'm just going to put in right here. I'm putting in about $11K for the roof replacement. I am assuming I need to repaint the outside of the home at least $3 a square foot for a certain piece of it. It might be more expensive, but I'm just taking the exterior painting right now in row 27 based on those photos. I got $500 for landscaping just to kind of keep it pristine while we kind of get it ready. For row 86, I'm putting in 1252. That's the entire square foot. I am going to be painting the entire home, assuming it is $3 a square foot to paint this home. After that, I got new flooring for 1252 square feet for the luxury vinyl plank flooring at $8 a square foot. That probably cost you a good amount of money. Now, I got a kitchen replacement. So this kitchen's a little bit tired. I think you can probably keep some parts. Normally, I'll call it like a medium kitchen, but I'm going to put a low-end kitchen because I don't think I need to replace everything. I probably keep some of the cabinets. So the kitchen renovation won't be as much as like 10 grand, I think. Just, again, I'm just eyeballing it, right? Obviously, you need a contractor out to go out there and walk the property, give you a bid, and obviously you should pay the contractor for the time that they are spending to walk out there. Because look, if it's a good contractor, chances are they're busy, and if you call them more than a few times and you never do a job with them, chances are they might stop picking up your calls. So just be careful. Let's see. Oh, don't need to repaint the cabinets anymore because I already got the low-end kitchen in here. So that'll probably include some of the repainting of the cabinets. For the bathroom, I am probably replace the vanity, toilet. Yeah, I should replace everything. Vanity, toilet, tub. Probably need a shower with fiberglass. Okay. Bathroom towel kit, shower head, and faucet kit. Yeah, that should work. All right, and now I got HVAC. I didn't see anything with the HVAC stuff in there, but I'm assuming that needs to get replaced just because I'm erring on the side of caution. So let's see how that goes. If I get to replace the HVAC, furnace, air conditioning, and some duct work, there we go. I got $1,000 for some termite issues. I'm right at $58,000 right now. So I'm okay with that number, just as a general estimate. Now, the asking for 64 grand, okay? So I need to figure out what my cash on cash return will be on this property. So I first need to go find the county, and this is in Jefferson County. And so I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna look up HUD FMR. And I'm gonna click on the first link, and then this brings me to the small area FMR link, and I'm looking up FY 2025. Now, this is in Alabama and in Jefferson County, so that's why I'm going to come over here and get the rent ceiling by bedroom count by zip code. Right, this is 35208. So you're going to see that the 3-bedroom rent ceiling is 1420. 1420. All right. So now I also want to get what is my market rent, because I need to compare the two, right? So now I'm going to go to affordablehousing.com. I'm going to go to the market rent estimator. I'm going to plug in the address right here. Now I'm putting in 3 bedrooms for now. And it says right here that within a 0.68 mile radius for 25 units, the average rent is $11.63. So $11.63 is a lot lower than this $14.20 number, right? So just remember, this number just got updated to the 2025 numbers. So the market might not have caught up. Also, this $14.20 typically includes utilities. So that means that if you don't have, or you're not including utilities, that rent that you can charge is going to be lower. But either way, we have to take the lower number because let's call it $11.75 after our renovations. And that's because of the rent reasonableness test. And let me kind of pull up the Housing Choice Voucher Program Guidebook for you. Okay, this is the Housing Choice Voucher Program Guidebook. Housing Choice Voucher stands for housing, HCV stands for Housing Choice Voucher. And this is what was previously known as the Section 8 program. Now, in this guidebook in Section 2.2, you can see that it says in comparability, it says that in conducting rent reasonableness, the PHA must determine whether the rent to the owner is a reasonable rent in comparison to rent for other comparable unassisted units. This essentially means that you can't charge more rent simply because you're renting out to a voucher holder, right? Obviously, size and unit type matters. So this is a single family home. Hi, Sound. Yeah, thank you, Soleil. And that's why we're using $11.75 because it's the lower of the two when you compare $11.63 against $14.20, right? Because they're not going to pay you more rent just because you're renting out to a voucher holder. Now I'm going to write down these numbers here: 1261, 1162, and my county is going to be 1515. Now, just for today, yes, Elaine? Oh, thank you. And then I'm going to also look at the rents for a 4-bedroom because what if I can convert this property to a 4-bedroom? Yes, Elaine? Thank you. And then I'm going to do 1341. Yes, Elaine? Help? Okay, there you help. It's done. You're welcome. And then 1341 is going to be rent for the 4-bed. So your rent will probably go roughly around $150, $175. So we can always do that analysis and see whether or not it's going to be worth our time later. 1363 is 1352, and then 1929. All right. So we're first underwriting this deal is $11.75. So that's what we have here. Let's go and plug in our taxes and insurance, which you gonna say hi? Wanna say hi? You say hi. All right. Hi. Say hi.
Hi.
I'm gonna look at some properties. All right. So now we have $113 of property taxes estimated right here from REDFIN. So we'll plug that in right into B28. And then for insurance, we're gonna put this. We're gonna take this number right here. And we're going to have $50 of insurance. But I think this is probably a little under because we're paying $100 a month roughly for insurance. I go right in the middle for 75. Normally, I'll probably take 175 and multiply it by 1.2 because you see that insurance premiums for investment properties are typically going to be a little bit higher. Right, Soleil? Yeah.
Hi.
Want to go back down, Mommy?
Yeah.
Okay. Careful, okay? Watch your step. Good job. So in this situation, I might do $50. I'm just gonna leave it at 75. I'm gonna multiply 1.5 today. Normally I multiply 1.2, but that seems a little low. All right, I got 10% set aside for my maintenance. So I got a roof leak right now at our property in Scottsdale. We got a $5,000 air conditioning repair for parts on both of our air conditioning units just 2 weeks ago, and now we have a roof leak. So if you don't set aside money right now, you're probably going to be overestimating your profitability because you're underestimating your expenses, right? This money doesn't belong to you. If you don't set aside at least $117 every single month for maintenance, you're going to get that big invoice eventually at some point for a roof replacement, right? We know the roof is going to get replaced in 10, 15, 20 years. We know that the HVAC is going to go down. What do you want?
Okay, John. Thank you.
And then we're going to have 10% for property management and 5% for vacancy, right? So once you put all these numbers in here, now we're going to go and figure out what our loan amount is. All right. At 64 grand, let's say you're putting about 25% down. Just be careful, right? Sometimes folks don't lend you any. Sometimes folks won't subsidize or give you a loan for under 64 grand, under 50 grand, or under 100 grand. So just be very, very careful that you actually have the right thing. Or if they do, chances are your closing cost is going to be a lot higher. So today I'm just going to upgrade my closing cost to 5% because it's going to be pretty pricey. That brings me to 3,200. I got 58 grand for my renovations, 25% down. My financing amount is going to be equals to K6 equals my asking price minus my down payment. So that's 48 grand. Again, not many lenders lend under 50 grand. So you might do 14 grand, or somehow maybe you might have to buy it all cash. And if we have to buy it all cash, we're going to do a BRRRR analysis tomorrow on how do we actually analyze whether or not we can pull out all of the capital that we invest into the deal to make this a investment. It's not risk-free, but you can say, hey, how do you take it out so that you don't leave much money into the deal anymore? So we'll go through that analysis for the same property tomorrow. So there's continuation, okay? All right, so now we got a 3-bedroom. If I rent this property out for $1,175, then my cash flow per month can be $341. But because of how much capital I've invested, over 58 grand, I'm at a 5.3% return. So for me, that's probably not a deal. You think about it, right? You're going to spend that much time managing a big rehab with a lot of open holes for issues. I mean, 5.3 might not be enough, right? You're assuming a $58,000 rehab, right? My down payment is 25% down, and I'm doing 8% interest rate. Now, let's say if I bought this property for 50 grand, 40 grand, I don't think anyone's going to finance a 30 grand home, to be honest with you, because I don't think it's even worth it anymore. But that could be a deal, but I'm not going to do that because I've rarely ever heard of any bank giving a loan for 30 grand. So that's not even like a very plausible scenario. So tomorrow for day 330, we're going to go through a BRRRR analysis for the same property, right? Because as is right now, 64 grand, this is not a deal. So I wouldn't pursue it as a conventional deal. But if I were to pursue it as a cash deal, what might that look like? Stay tuned. We'll be back here tomorrow for day 330. I hope you all have an amazing Saturday. I hope you guys spend some quality time with your family and friends today. We'll be back here again tomorrow, analyzing the same property, just a different methodology so we can kind of compound our understanding of how to analyze the property and how to apply a completely different strategy versus just a traditional property and versus some of our creative finance strategies in the past, okay? All right. Have an amazing day, everybody. I'll see you all tomorrow.